Hey everyone, Paul Johnson from Waconia, Minnesota and the Laughing Trout Fly Tying Club. Today I'm going to be tying a Henryville Special. So a Henryville Special, to my understanding, was a fly created in the 1930s. I suppose I should look up and see who created it, but it's a great pattern in the right conditions. And right conditions, I mean calm water. This is a fly that sits pretty low in the water, and in some rougher water, it's going to be very difficult to see. But in the right conditions, it's just a tremendous fly. I tie it on a size 16, 1XL long dry fly hook. I'll vary a little bit. In this case, I'm going to have the body of grizzly hackle. Today I'm going to be using some gray dubbing. I'll use tan. I'll also use olive. It's got an underwing of some wood duck fibers. The main wings are mallard wing feathers, or fibers from a mallard wing. The thorax end is some brown hackle and a mahogany brown little dubbing underneath there. So we'll see how this goes. As I mentioned, it's a size 16, 1XL long dry fly hook. Being I'm using this gray body, I'll use some gray thread. Otherwise, I would use tan or olive. Really, thread color is not going to matter a whole heck of a lot here. I'm going to start that about the 2/3 point on my hook and just wrap a thread base back to the bend of the hook. Next, I'll tie in grizzly hackle. And as mentioned here, for a size 16 hook, I'm going to tie in size 18 hackle. Actually both the grizzly and the brown. So if I was going to tie a 14, I would go size 16 hackle. If I was going to tie an 18, I'd go size 20 hackle. Just like it undersized a little bit. For the body, just some gray dubbing. Just a real fine noodle. And just make an even body from back to front. You don't really need any taper in this at all. Now palmer that hackle forward, just even spaced wraps. When I get to the 2/3 point on the hook, I'll tie that feather off and stop. Clip off that excess. I've got a little pinch of that wood duck. And I want that to extend, just past the back of the hook, maybe half a hook shank in length. Just secure that in, make sure it stays right on top of the hook. Don't want it traveling around on you at all. Cut that off clean. All right, so now the wing is mallard feathers. So what you have to do is you have to have 2 mallard feathers. They have to be opposing feathers, or a feather from each side of the bird. And then you just snip off from each wing feather an even amount. And then, if you can see this here, they've got a curvature to them. They're curved out and, if you will, down. You could orientate them the other way, but I like them curved out and down. And I'll just come in from the front of the hook, splay them on each side of the hook, grab them with my left hand, pinch them together, make a collecting wrap here, and just start to secure that into place. Now we're just going to check. And could have been a touch longer, but we're going to go with it. Okay, secure that with the tie-in thread, make a nice smooth head on there. I've got a brown hackle fiber, Again, this is size 18 for a size 16 fly. Tie that in shiny side up, or shiny side facing me. And then I'm just going to add just a very small pinch of that mahogany brown dubbing. And again, any dubbing you had would be fine. Even some of that peacock dubbing that I use in a lot of other flies would be great in this situation. So we're just going to form the head on the fly. You'll get about 3 wraps of hackle. Secure that with my tying thread. And then you can half hitch, which I'm going to do here, or whip finish. I just think the half hitch in this style fly can come in and kind of push everything back and make sure I have a nice clean eye. I actually like the first one I tied better than this one. I just didn't get the wings quite long enough. So I'm going to take this one out and put the first one that I tied in the vise. So you can see that a little bit better. You can see how they splay out the wood duck under wing. So just a kind of a fun pattern to have. You got to get used to that, dealing with that mallard wing feathers, the toughest part of this fly. So I'm glad you could watch. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.